Drive Radio fans? Richard Rush here today with Walt McLean behind the camera. This is the review, I should say, of the 2016 Toyota Sienna, obviously the minivan. For those of you familiar with the Sienna, you'll know that 2015 was a big refresh year for them. They redid a lot of things on the interior, did some revamped exterior styling. For 2016, not a whole lot is new. They've added Siri Eyes Free is now standard on all trim levels, and the Scout GPS system, which kind of puts GPS system from your phone into the Entune system and kind of the infotainment display, is now available, not standard but available. But again, a lot of the changes, the major changes, were done in 2015. So this is going to be a review of more of just the overall, the van itself, the car itself, I should say, and kind of what are the great things about it, what are all the features that come on it. Before we get started, because I'm going to list off a lot of features, I'm going to tell you this vehicle right here, $49,446. Some of you are going to say, well, what on earth is on a $50,000 minivan? Well, I'm going to tell you, this is the limited premier, I should say, trim level. So it's got a lot of features. I'll mention those to you. For the exact information, I'm just going to mention a few. Head to Toyota's website. Some other optional equipment is the wireless headphones for $55, a paint protection film, which is right here on the front here, roof rack crossbars, we'll show you in a second, glass breakage sensor, remote engine starter, a 4-season floor mat package, mud guard, and a universal tablet holder, as well as the delivery, processing, and handling fee for $900. So the base price, if you didn't get any of that optional equipment, $46,410. With that equipment, you get $49,466. So with that, Walt, let's actually just jump in, and we'll give you kind of a total styling of an exterior. We're going to talk about some of the features. And with this being a minivan, there's obviously some special features on it that aren't normally on other vehicles. But first, what are the trim levels? There's 5 of them available: L, LE, SE, XLE, and Limited. I'm going to go over what's included in that. Before we get around from the front, something specific on the Limited is that different grille up there. Gives it a little bit different of a look. You've got the 18-inch alloy wheels on it, LED daytime running lights. With this having the Limited Premium package, you do have xenon headlights along with auto high beams, auto dimming and power folding mirrors, front and rear sunroofs, which we'll show you in just a second, or I guess when we get onto the interior, it's a little bit easier. Front and rear parking sensors, premium leather upholstery on the first and second row. The Limited Premium package adds that nice leatherette on the third row as well, again, which we'll show you in just a second. Heated steering wheel, navigation, and a 10-speaker JBL sound system that does sound absolutely fantastic. We continue around, a few other features that are on the Limited Premium trim level: automatic wipers, the rear seat entertainment system. I'm going to real quick make sure I make a caveat in this, and that is that leatherette for the third row seating only available on the all-wheel drive package, so not available on the front-wheel drive either. Couple other things. I'm going to stand over here and it's a little bit easier for you to see. Few other kind of notes to make about this vehicle. All-wheel drive available, which I believe is a class exclusive. If it's not, forgive me on that, but I believe it is for Toyota. Seating for 8 or 7 depending on the trim levels. 7 and 8, I guess I'll clarify that. On the LE and XLE, you can get 7 and 8. The LE and Limited, 7 only. The SE, 8 only. The big difference between 7 and 8, obviously, is that second row seating. You remove the captain's chairs and you put in a 40-20-40 bench seat, or you remove the 40-20-40 bench seat, put in the captain's chair. Something to note, all-wheel drive is only available on the SE, XLE, and Limited, as well, and that's on the premium packages are available for those 3 trim levels too. As I mentioned, the 3 trim levels, SE, XLE, and Limited, also have a premium trim that you can add on to it. This is the Limited Premium version as well. Back into the kind of review in the back end here, we're going to do a few things different with this being a minivan. Obviously, you have the ability to have the nice sliding doors and the nice back hatch here. Few things to note. The SE, XLE, and Limited all have premium trim levels that are kind of sub-trim packages, you can say, that you can add on to with this vehicle. So it just gives you a little bit more enhanced features For more information about that, head to Toyota's website. You can kind of see what all that gives you. Couple things to note before we open up the hatches. You'll notice no rear windshield wiper that is exposed. Toyota's done a great job at actually tucking that up and under, which honestly, 2 thumbs up from us. You don't do that on some of your other vehicles, i.e. the 4Runner, that we would really like to see you do. Actually, I take that back. You do it on the 4Runner. Don't do it on a nicer vehicle like the Land Cruiser. We would really like you to see you do that, Toyota. So 2 thumbs up from us there. You can see the roof racks, again, that are optional all the way across. And we'll show you the sunroofs here in just a second. But I do want to show you, got the key fob here. It's got a great and fantastic key fob, okay? I have the ability to open 3 of the 5 doors by just holding down on the key fob. So I can open the passenger door, I can open this other door, the passenger door over there, the driver's side passenger door, and the rear hatch. You can see we've got all the seats folded down. I'm going to show you what that looks like when they're folded up here in just a second. They go into this cavity back here. This flips up so you have full flat capacity in terms of storage. Really, really nice. We'll show you again in just 1 second how to put those up. Second seat is removable if you so see fit. With the second seat removed in these captain's chairs, 150 cubic feet of storage, which is really, really good. The second piece of it is if you have these third row put up, and I'm going to show you that really, really quick. I'm going to set this right here. We're going to lift up, put it here. You grab this, move this up, and I'm going to leave it down so you can see. Nice big cavernous area back here with this third row up. 39 cubic feet just in this back area. More than enough for groceries, for anything that you could imagine putting it back here. I wanted to mention this before. You do have a third row sunshade. It is manual, but it's really nice that you do have that ability to put that sunshade up, and you've got some volume and some other storage right in the back over here. Walt, I'm going to kind of creep underneath you, and you do have a power port back there for whatever it might be, maybe a portable vacuum that you want to plug in, a TV, I'm not sure, whatever you might want to do there, you have the ability to do that. But I want to say that there's more than enough room in here. Just stating the facts of the case. We'll get into opinion and here in just a second. And obviously you do have the manual, or not the manual, but the automatic moving doors. So just push those down. And with that, actually, why don't we just go right into the back seat, or I should say the second row seating. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So we've got both doors open. You can do it very easily in terms of the system. It's a very sleek, very smooth system. Going to show you what it looks like to sit in here. And I'll actually climb into the third row here in just a second. So as you can see, man, it feels like I'm fairly close up here, which I am. This is back again for a 6'4" person, Walt. I'm able to still sit very comfortably here. I'm 5'9", 5'10", still got healthy 2 inches of room. One thing to note, and I want to make sure I do this right, is I believe that this can slide back, if I'm not mistaken. It can recline. Yep, so right here. So this gives me the ability, this lever, to slide back. Obviously, I want to be mindful of the people behind me, but if I don't, I can slide back, and I've got plenty of legroom, which is fantastic. It's awesome. I've got more than enough room to recline my seat and pretty much lounge. It's really, really nice. These do not have the unfolding kind of actual reclining chairs on them, but like some other competitors will. That'll come standard. But you do have the ability to literally lay back in your seat, which is really fantastic. Hard to see, we'll show you in the driving portion, but you do have second row sunshades right here. Walt, if you can show them, you do have a rear sunroof right here, which is really nice. You can control it from the front seat. You can lock them out of it if you got a bunch of kids pushing the buttons. You've also got your rear entertainment display right here, which is really wide. You can split the display if you so see fit for your different passengers. Makes it really nice, really easy. You've got all your connectors down here. You've got your auxiliary connections right there, as well as your power port right there. Again, very easy. Some cup holders right there. Very simple, easy to operate. Well, as you're doing that, I'm actually going to kind of climb into the back seat, show you what this is like. Again, this is set up just a bit. I could move it back if I needed to, but again, more than enough room in this back seat. Really nice, great honestly, just great sitting room. A full-size adult, I could certainly be back here for a decent trip without any issues at all. So with that being said, we're going to kind of move up to the front seat, show you that very briefly. Then we're going to show you the interior and go for a drive in the 2016 Toyota Sienna. All right, fans, here's the front compartment of the 2016 Toyota Sienna, driver and front seat passenger. She's going to show you a brief kind of synopsis of the apportionments on here, and then we're going to get to driving. As you can see on the door, we weren't able to show you that in the back seat because there's not a whole lot to show, to be honest with you. Some nice wood grain that they've added. Again, some nice soft touch materials right there on the door. Kind of added a little bit of a luxury feel to it. As you come across the dash, this is not a soft touch material at all. Still a little bit hard, but you do have soft touch leather-like material right here, actually leather material. You do have an upper glove box that you can store anything that you might need to in there. Not heated or cooled anything, just something we like to note. Really nice seats, nice wide spacing seats. We'll talk about how they feel in the opinion portion. That nice white, that does have that white contrast stitching there. In terms of the rest of the front compartment, steering wheels, controls, we'll get to in just a second as we get on the driving. Same with right here. All similar to last year. They've moved everything up. Very easy to use and easy to operate. You've got more cup holders right here that do fold down or that kind of pop out. You've got the ability, your Blu-ray player is down here, as well as an SD card slot. Again, dual climate control. You still have your rear controls right here. More cup holders, a place to stick your phone, whatever it might be, right here in the center, which is really, really nice. If you want to open this center console, you just push it up and you can dive down in here. And currently it's hard to see, but they do have the rear but the wireless headphones stored right there. One thing to note, right here, this nice deep cavern. Seems like it's kind of odd. Works really, really well. We'll kind of talk about that in the opinion portion, but it's an awesome place for your purse, a great storage spot for those ladies out there. The rest of this is all fairly similar. You do have the ability to do the rear vents back over here on this left-hand side. As we mentioned before, the sunroof up above and all your other controls. But that's pretty much it for the front cabin. So we're going to have Walt hop in the back seat and we're going to take a drive in the 2016 Toyota Sienna. All right, fans, driving portion, 2016 Toyota Sienna. Not a whole lot different, again, from 2015 to 2016, but still do want to show you, for those of you that didn't watch the 2015 review, very easy to use center console, as I mentioned just before. They moved all of this last year, made everything more upright, and more in your face, I should say, but in a good way. It's a lot more easily accessible. You got your kind of your temperature control over here, your HVAC control, the Entune system right here. Very easy to use, simple to operate. We're not going to go through a lot of that right now. You do have the ability to go into the rear screen. We're going to kind of show you this. I'll actually show it to you right now to pop this down. There's nothing on here as of right now, or on here because we don't have any discs inserted or anything like that. But a very easy to use, simple system. Nice wide screen available as well. What else about this? Not a whole lot else. Wood grain throughout. You do have two heated front seats right here. Your USB and auxiliary ports. No automatic cruise, no blind spot, or you do have blind spot monitoring, but you don't have any lane keep assist or anything on this model, although it is available in other Toyota models. I can't speak to 2017 and what Toyota has available for that, and even for the other trim levels. I just know on this Limited right here, we don't have any of those features. As I mentioned, though, you do have the blind spot monitoring system, and actually I'm going to go through a few other ones. Rear cross traffic alert, front and rear parking sensors are available depending on the trim level. So with that, Walt, why don't we kind of show them the rear view cameras? We always try to do. This does have the dynamic grid lines on it, so you can back up very, very close to kind of the side curb if you need to. Again, the front and rear parking sensors are really easy to use, really easy to operate. You can change the look of the vehicle in terms of what you're seeing, the view, if you wanted a more direct view versus kind of a fish-eyed wide view, or wide view, I should say. Pull out so that beeping stops here for a second. Let's just take a quick drive and we'll kind of talk to you about our driving impressions, what we felt. Again, this is the limited premium trim level, pretty much a fully decked out Toyota minivan. $49,000. There are other options that are available. You could push it up over 50 just a little bit, but this is pretty much top of the line, anything you could ever need. Relatively quiet. I am going to turn this down, Walt, really quick. I know it's going to burn us up for a second, and it's hard. I know it's hard for you guys to hear. Fairly quiet, able to speak to people in the front passenger seat without issue. One thing that Toyota has added, just because of the length of the vehicle, instead of you having to turn around so your kids can hear you, this does have an easy speak system on it. We've showed you that in the past, and so we won't take the time to do it today, but the easy speak system works flawlessly. You don't have to do anything, you just have to turn it on so that way the people in the back can hear it, but it actually puts your voice a little bit into the system so they can hear you talking if you so see fit. We're going to turn that back up. If you don't, not a big deal, just turn it off. You don't have to worry about them hearing your conversation if you don't want to. 3.5 liter, I'm going to make sure I get that right because I know those of you that will crucify me for it. 3.5 liter V6, 266 horsepower, works really well for our altitude. Fuel economy, I've actually got the window sticker in front of me, and we're going to pull over right here, Walt. 16 and 23, we've been able to, so your average is about 19. We've actually been able to average 21.5 miles per gallon, which is relatively good for this vehicle and for the lead foot that I do have on this. Makes it really, really easy to, honestly, I guess, acquire that number without much of an issue. There's not a whole lot else to talk about into the interior. One thing I do want to show Walt really quick is the kind of the rear view camera. I know a lot of people sell the accessories and such. This comes standard. I know this comes on Toyota's other vehicles as well, but this works really, really well if you do want to see the kids in the back seat. That's pretty much about it. So I'm going to kind of turn around and face you. What is our opinion? 2016 Toyota Sienna. Still a minivan. And there's still going to be people out there that hate the minivan. They hate the look of it. They don't like that. There's going to be some people that are like, I don't really like the look, but I really love the functionality. And there's other people that swear by the minivan. We're not here to sway you one way or another. We're just here to kind of give you our opinion of it. I had my wife driving in this car. Walt, his wife, is actually expecting a baby here fairly soon. To them, they may never, ever buy a minivan just for the minivan stigma. However, one thing you cannot get over is the features and functionality. You've got 150 cubic feet of cargo room if you need it. You've got the captain's chairs, which are awesome, so you can have kids climb through the second row. You've got more than enough cargo room in the back seat. You've got a rear entertainment system. You've got a rear sunshades built into this. You've got automatic doors. You've got a full integrated navigation system and the ability to control what the kids are watching. Dual climate controls, heated seats, heated steering wheel. I can go on and on and on if you get the picture. A lot of vehicle for $50,000. When you compare this, you get 7 passengers, 7 or 8 if you want. When you compare this to some of its larger SUVs competitors, maybe the Explorer, I believe, or the Expedition, I guess it would be, the Suburbans, the Tahoes, the Yukons, those of the world, even the Toyota Sequoia. You're getting a lot of vehicle. You get the fuel economy that goes with it for a very good price. For those other vehicles that I mentioned, you're going to have to pay $70,000 to get a similarly equipped vehicle. Is it worth $20,000 more? You're going to have to be the judge. You get a lot of vehicles. I asked my wife, what do you think of this? She said, the looks, I'm not a huge fan, but that's just her. She loves the sliding doors. She loves the features of the rear entertainment system. And she loves the cargo capacity. If it wasn't the appearance, she said she would buy this car flat out. So take that as you will, just giving you another person's opinion on it. In my opinion, I think it's a great buy for the money. And Toyota, I think you've done an incredible job on this vehicle. Again, not much changing from 2015 to 2016, but you didn't have to do a whole lot. You revamped it in 2015 anyways. With that being said, if you want to learn more about this vehicle, head to Toyota's website. Check it out there. Also, head to your local Toyota dealer. Bring your family, especially for a car like this. Try it out, get them involved, see how it is putting in a car seat, taking out a car seat, whatever it might be. If you do that, tell them that John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you.